WTOL 11 Sports presents Big Board Friday, sponsored by Ohio Northern University. Your dreams await. And by Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Doing it different, doing it right. By Frickers, the home for fun, food, sports, and spirits. By PT Link Physical Therapy. Feel the difference and get relief now. By Renewal by Anderson. Anderson Window Muscle. Local 419 Hustle. By Absolute Mobile Glass. Nobody does it better. Nobody does it faster. Absolutely. And by Schrader Tire and Oil. We keep the transportation industry rolling and safe. Now, here's Tyler Segerman.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Week 6 of Big Board Friday, sponsored by Ohio Northern University. Our slate of games from top to bottom, easily the best we've had all season long, and that's because 6 of our 7 remaining undefeated teams are in this show. But before we touch on them, let's begin in the Northern Lakes League. The non-divisional matchups are over with, so tonight the quest for a Buckeye and Cardinal Division title officially kicked off. Now, Anthony Wayne has claimed a piece of the NLL championship in each of the last 2 seasons. The one they shared in 2023 also belonged to Whitmer. Both programs aiming to jump out to a 1-0 start in Buckeye Division play. Generals and Panthers also each carrying a 4-1 record, so someone's win streak would be snapped. Well, a few minutes to go here in the first half. Anthony Wayne driving, Porter Brungard gonna survey, roll out, then load up a deep shot down to the end zone, and guess who? Cam Miller hauls it in. What a catch. They're now tied at 14 going into the break. Here we go. Second half, Whitmer with possession. Javon Holmes going to bounce it outside. He's got green grass in front of him, and there he is in for the score. Panthers, though, would not be done again, going to the the air game, as Carter Bourne rolls out on the play action. He'll find Isaiah Hayward there, who hauls in the snag. He'll waltz into the end zone, and Whitmer goes on to run away for a 45-21 victory. Here's Chase Bachman with more from Whitmer.
Tyler, Anthony Wayne and Whitmer went back and forth in the first half, but at halftime, Justin Keller and his team made some adjustments, came out in the second half, and absolutely dominated. 45-21 the final. That's the biggest margin of victory over Anthony Wayne in conference since 2015. Whitmer improves to 5-1 in season and 1-0 in division play.
We came out the second half, and we showed signs in the first half of being able to run the ball like I was hoping we could. But that second half was, kind of like we had scripted, and I'm really proud of our guys up front, our running backs. Their resiliency, and obviously it was slow going, and like we said, it was going to take a while to kind of wear them down. And again, I said earlier, when you have those backs as big and as hard as they run, it's just going to work.
Well, last year we know that they gave us a hard time, so we knew this week we had to come out, execute our plan, which was come out, run the ball, set up short plays, and when it was time to throw the ball down the field, we did that and we capitalized.
Whitmer, as we said, improves to 5-1 on the season. They go on the road next week to play Northview. But until then, reporting from Whitmer Memorial Stadium, Chase Bachman, WTOL 11. Tyler?
Thank you, Chase. Perrysburg certainly in that hunt for that league title as well. Jackets seeking a Sylvania sweep after handling Southview last week. Well, they would get off to a good start here. Opening drive, the short gain here by Thad Merriman puts Perrysburg up 7-0. Jackets on defense now, and Jonathan Butterfield going to come flying into your screen and flying to take away the ball handler for the tackle for loss, blowing up that play. So the Jackets get the ball back. So Brady Maxwell here going to take it on himself, and check out the legs, churning, muscling his way in to the red zone for the Jackets, and that'll set up this. Maxwell to Ethan DeVries, who hauls it in with one catch. Might see that later tonight. Jackets cruise to a 48-6 victory. To the Flag City we go. Clay quarterback Landon Eckelberry returning to Donnell Stadium to face off against his former team, and those Trojans humming of late. But in the first quarter, it's the Trojans quarterback Miles Bailey going to go downfield, but it's picked off there by Antonio Giannino. Eagles, though, unable to convert that pick into points. So the Trojans get the ball back, and Bailey not phased. He'll find Carter Imke on the screen, and with some blockers in front of him, going to sprint his way down into the red zone. Just trips up over himself, unfortunately. No worries, though. Bailey going to find the hole himself. He'll squeak in for the touchdown, and Findlay, via a shutout tonight, rolls in this one 35-0. Shifting to the NLL Cardinal Division, Napoleon poised at hosting that trophy. Wildcats sitting on the verge of a 3-game win streak. Southview gonna get possession here, and the quarterback gonna drop it back, but George Eggers, welcome back. He's gonna Drake tracked down the quarterback there for the sack to get Napoleon with some early momentum. So they're on offense, and why not give him the ball as well? He can muscle his way past anyone, breaking tackles, and there he goes in for the touchdown. That gets Napoleon on the board first, and then later it's more of the ground game. This time it's Hayden Grohl, the backup, sprinting with a crease, and he's gone. No one's going to catch him. A 70-plus yard touchdown run helps Napoleon dominate over Southview 42-8 tonight. Leiden Field takes us into the Catholic High School League. St. John's aiming to build off that emotional win last week over its rivals. Opening drive of the game, Titans with the ball. Carson Polowitz going to find Carter Washington over the middle. That moves the chains on a great third down conversion. Later, it's 3rd and 18. Polowitz again going to drop back, and who else but Washington once more. Hey, it worked once, do it again, keeping the drive alive. Finally, here, they're going to find Lonzo Rivers there on the nice little sweep. He's going to make some room, or find some room and make some guys miss before eventually getting tackled. St. John's with a critical win tonight. They get the victory 24-17 over Brother Rice. It's now time for our fan cam, and up first, some love to the band. Here's Perrysburg junior Caleb Cloyne showing off the flexibility. Impressive by itself, even better with an instrument. Next, we have Amanda Litton sending us this great picture from the Gibsonburg-Calvert game. Awesome crowd there at Heidelberg University. Golden Bears getting that win tonight. And finally, at Otsego, we mentioned it earlier in the show, Dan Koke getting the football field named after him. Super special moment for that family and the Hall of Fame coach. We'll see those highlights later on in the show. Be sure to send in your photos each week before the show for a chance to be featured. Well, we've hit our first break in the show, but still plenty, don't worry, plenty more to highlight, including a battle for first place in the NWOAL, that game, and a whole lot more still to come. Thank you, Genoa cheerleaders. We'll see their game here soon. Welcome back. We've referenced this before, but it bears repeating. Entering the night, Liberty Center football had not lost a league game, let alone a regular season game, in 4 years. That's 40 games, folks. Well, in order to keep that streak alive, they'd have to fend off the always gritty Patrick Henry. A battle of unbeatens in Tigertown tonight. Patriots also sitting with a 5-0 record, and what an atmosphere in Liberty Center. You see the mascot and a young fan there getting it on, and that would be a battle on the football field as well. Here we go, second half, already up 20-0 when Garrison Cruz has the lead here with a short touchdown run for the Tigers. Extra point, though, or extra point would make it 27-0. So PH trying to avoid the shutout, and what a catch here by Kiefer Holloway, just short of the end zone, but that snag there would help Cal Schrader run it in later to get the Patriots on the board, but it would be LC's night. Cruz again finding Pater, going across the goal line for the touchdown, but check this play out. They're going to go for two, and Ethan Gray here with the snag. That's one-handed against his body. A fitting catch and a fitting way as Liberty Center goes on to run away. 35-6 the final. Here's Noel Blumel with more from Rex Lindgren Stadium.
Well, Tyler, as you saw in the establishing shot, the Tigers came to fight. Arguably their biggest test yet, trying to stay undefeated over a good Patrick Henry team. Well, they did that and plan to use this stepping stone as momentum for the back half of the season.
We knew they were a great team, and we were going to have a battle tonight, and that's what we had for 4 quarters. So we just had to do our jobs, and some plays worked, some others didn't, and so we just stuck to it and kept going.
Well, you know, this is a stepping stone for us because, you know, this is a great opportunity for us to see where we're at and to get a win against a really, really good Patrick Henry team and program. Kind of gives us an idea where we're at, but also shows us we got to get a little bit better.
We're really just working on one game at a time. It's a faceless opponent. We don't really care going against. We're just going against. We're acting like we're playing the best team in Ohio.
Liberty Center stays undefeated at 6-0 and will play Evergreen next week. But for now, reporting from Liberty Center, Noel Blumel, WTOL 11.
Appreciate it, Noel. Northern Buckeye Conference we go. Genoa trying to hand Oak Harbor its first conference loss since joining the NBC 3 seasons ago. That goal looking good, up 14-0 at the break, but here come the Rockets. Travis Boyer in the heavy package strolls in to put OH on the board. Ensuing possession, Comets trying to turn momentum back in its favor. Miles Mullenhour airing it out for Jax McNone, who hauls in this incredible catch near the boundary. The chains are moving. Later, it's Ryan Routson on the goal line carry. He finds Pater to double the lead. lead back up to double digits. And then his twin brother Logan would actually later score the dagger. This house call right here, putting the game away in the fourth quarter. He would go all the way. And Genoa snaps the streak indeed. They get the win 34-19. Over in Rossford, Bulldogs welcome in Mommy, and check out that beautiful September sky NBC action as both the Panthers and Bulldogs would be tied at 7, but Mommy driving here. Ben Cubits to Eli Dotson over the middle, getting the Panthers in the red zone, and they would cap it off as the give here to Travis Garrett finds his way across the goal line and the touchdown. Panthers now up 14-7. Rossford looking to get some points before half, but Cohen Jones says not so fast, blowing up that play, and Mommy pulls away for the victory 42-14. Staying in the NBC, Eastwood riding momentum. They made the cross-county trip over into Otsego. Eagles already up 7-0, are going to add to it here. Drew Ludhart, welcome back, sir. Going to his little brother, Braden. Why not? Keep it in the family. 14-0 Eagles on that beautiful pitch and catch. Otsego, though, hanging around. Mason Kramer here on the toss. He'll find the end zone to get the Knights on the board and into the end zone, like I mentioned, but it would be too much Eastwood tonight. Here it's Trace Johnson muscling his way in for the score, and Eastwood grabs the dub 34-21. Let's head south now, shall we? Traveling along I-75. Liberty Benton has been absolutely crushing its opponents. Eagles on the verge of a 6-0 start and not looking to let that up anytime soon here. They're already up 21-7 when Zach Elkert going to start the roll and breaks a tackle, and he's gone. There he goes to put the home team up even more. 21 points now is the margin, and they're going to keep it moving. Here's Connor Barbara, the quarterback, going to float it up, and there is Elkert again, this time catching the ball. But he's not the only Elkert who can catch. We also have shown you Seth highlights before, and check out this one. Barbara again throwing it into a great position, and the Toledo Rockets commit absolutely with a beautiful, fantastic snag. That's why he's playing Division I, folks. Liberty Benton goes on a roll in this one, 56-13. Steve Iwanek with more from the victorious Eagles.
Well, the Blanchard Valley Conference has been dominated by Liberty Benton for years and years now. And this game coming in tonight, it was a 4-1 Arlington team that was coming in on the road to take on this undefeated Eagles squad. But by the time the second quarter rolled around, you knew that Liberty Benton was in control, and they pulled away to win this one 56-13.
Right now we have a great senior class, and they're on a mission. They're hungry to get better every week, and they're doing a nice job leading us. If we want to continue to win the rest of the games that we have on our schedule and do something in the playoffs, we got to get better up front. You know, I thought we were a little sloppy up front. You know, we made some mistakes on defense, but the kids, you know, had a little adversity, and they came through and did a nice job.
Everyone goes hard, and during games, seniors just take over and lead us well, and it's just fun to play on. I'm glad to be part of the team. Yeah, I mean, we have a great fan base, great fan base. Every Friday we get the stands packed, and a great community. I love it here, and I'm excited. I'm glad I'm here.
So the Eagles, they continue on with their undefeated season. 6-0 now. They're going to hit the road next week when they take on the Rockets of Pandora Gilboa. Here in Liberty Benton, Steve Iwanek, WTOL 11.
Thank you, Steve. A few miles north, Macomb taking on Van Buren. Panthers have not allowed a single point since week 3. Van Buren says, I don't care. They're already up 21-7 and looking for more. Brooks Hill here is going to pick it off and head the other way. Eventually gets pushed out of bounds, but sets up Van Buren in enemy territory. The Black Knights would then cash in here on the option. Brody Scholes turning the corner. He rumbles down the sideline, taken down by the face mask. Doesn't matter. He is inside the 10-yard line, and then later it's Brady Lance going to go right up the middle, and boom, Van Buren says no shutout streak for you. They get the win 35-14. Crossing over into Wood County, what a story taking place in North Baltimore. The Tigers off to its best start in 20 years, looking to make it 6-0 tonight. And you want to talk about storylines? Well, here's the opening kickoff. Gabe Patterson, yes, he's going to go all the way, barely touch, and there he goes to spark the start for the Tigers. What a way to begin the game as North Baltimore feeling the momentum early, and they're going to continue it because here's Luke Long. He'll find Cooper Clark, who has been in headlines as well, making people miss. Hard to bring him down. He's not going down. To the end zone, Clark goes, and the Tigers continue to roll, this time by the final of 54-6. Play of the night we have now reached, and you may have caught it at the tail end of the highlight. Well, here it is, alone and worthy of recognition. Ethan DeVries 2 hands optional, 1 snag required. The junior with a beautiful catch with the left hand before turning into the corner and finishing it off with a touchdown. Here is another look. Brady Maxwell accurate. Ethan simply just showing everyone how at home just how strong he is with that left hand. The calm demeanor to do that and then have the awareness to find his way into the end zone as well is why DeVries hauls in our play of the night. One more stoppage before we wrap this show up. Still to come, Woodmore with a chance to remain perfect. Could the Wildcats continue its historic run? Find out next. Welcome back. If you're old enough to remember the year 2001, travel back in time for a second. It's been a while, right? Well, that's the history Woodmore football was experiencing. The program's first 5-0 mark in 24 years. Only question tonight, could they make it 6? Well, the energy in Elmore certainly had the makings of a special night. Homecoming, the backdrop as Margaretta came into town, and it would be the Polar Bears silencing the crowd early. Jake Bowie on the play action drops back, fires a moonshot into the hands of a wide open Carter Luzader, who scores from 37 yards out, 7-zip in the first. Great little handshake there as well. So Woodmore back on offense, and who else but our most recent athlete of the week getting involved? Landon Rich bouncing it outside, gaining the first down. Points, though, hard to come by as Tyson Bailey will show he can tote the rock as well. Margaretta ends up getting the shutout, 35-0 tonight for the win. Well, that's going to do it for another edition of Big Board Friday. Appreciate all of you for tuning in tonight. We'll see you next week for Week 7. Have a great rest of your evening.